We at Merck are committed to science, technology, and innovation. We rolled out the annual Biopharma Innovation Cup for young talent, where the brightest students from all over the world come together in Darmstadt to develop new ideas covering unmet medical needs. You are invited to be a part of it. Have fun and learn about the pharmaceutical and chemical industry, and get coaching from Merck professionals in developing your innovative idea into a reality. Win the Merck Innovation Cup and get 20,000 euros with your team.
I think what's great about the Innovation Cup is coming together with a lot of different minds from all around the world, people with all different backgrounds and expertise.
The Innovation Cup has been a great experience to both think critically about science as well as make friendships with new colleagues and learn a lot more about the biopharma innovation and product development process.
I love drug discovery. I love thinking about new innovative ideas, and the people here are great, the coaches are great. We really enjoy being here.
Everybody here is so open-minded, so eager to communicate, to share their ideas, so warm to each other that I really just feel like surrounded by family. It's wonderful.
I feel the Innovation Cup is a celebration of human creativity, curiosity, and innovation, and all together mixed with science. That's just an amazing opportunity.
The scientists that you meet and the level of innovation that you encounter in the last week has just been mind-boggling.
This is a wonderful experience that you won't get at any other place.
Incredible, unforgettable, and amazing.
Wow, that was great. I want to repeat it again.
Apply now.
Hello, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the Innovation Cup webinar today. I'm Rachel from HeySuccess, and I'm pleased to welcome our two fantastic speakers today. We have Dr. Ulrich Betz, Vice President of Innovation, and Dr. Merck KGaA, Senior Innovation Manager, both from Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany. First up, we'll have a short presentation from our speakers with lots of information, followed by plenty of time for question and answer. So if you've already got some questions, then please feel free to put those in the Q&A box now, and we will deal with as many as possible. And if you think of questions as we go through the presentation, then just put those in the Q&A. Tend to use the Q&A for questions and the chat just for general comments and feedback, please. The session is being recorded, so that will be available afterwards. Look out for the email with links on how to apply. And if you do think of any other questions, then we'll also pick those up on email in the following days. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Ulrich and enjoy the presentation.
Yeah, thank you very much, dear Rachel, for the excellent introduction. Welcome, everybody. It's my pleasure to give you an overview on some of the open innovation activities that we are running here at Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany. And if I can have the first slide, please, then I'm ready to start with inviting you to follow me on Twitter and on LinkedIn, in addition to the Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany company channels. We are constantly posting updates there on great opportunities from the company, including invitations for great and innovative people like you to participate. So we are actually the world's oldest pharmaceutical and chemical company with a history going back to 1668. When the company was founded in Darmstadt, Germany, and we have the right to carry the name Merck all over the world, except in the United States and Canada, where we are using brands such as EMD Serono, Milliprosigma, and EMD Electronics. We are one of the last remaining fully integrated pharmaceutical and chemical companies. with R&D activities in healthcare, in life science, and in electronics, and recently also activities in artificial intelligence and digitalization. And what is connecting all these fields is that they have all to do with science. So science is actually at the heart of everything that we are doing here in the company. Just to give you an overview on some great innovations coming out of the organization, Merck KGaA Darmstadt, Germany is actually the market leader worldwide in reagents and technologies for fighting infertility and helping couples to conceive. And there are now more than 5 million babies on the planet that would not live without the technologies from our company. In the field of life science, we are enabling the scientific community worldwide, for example, offering technologies on gene editing and CRISPR-Cas, where we even have an own patent portfolio. Merck KGaA Darmstadt, Germany is also one of the enablers of the digitalization revolution with the liquid crystals and all organic light emitting diodes in flat screen TVs. And after recent acquisitions, we are also active in providing chemicals that are boosting the performance of microchips in computers. So you see the high diversity of the company in terms of topics covered from healthcare up to electronics and computers. That's one conference that I would like to bring to your attention as well, that we initiated at the occasion of the 350th anniversary of the company. That is the Curious Future Insight Conference, United by Science for a Better Tomorrow. It's taking place each second year, all 2 years. And the good news is it will take place again in summer this year, in July, in Mainz, Germany, and also online participation is possible. And we are having a fantastic portfolio of keynote speakers assembled here. And you see from the statements of previous participants that it triggered quite some enthusiasm, like the best conference I've ever attended. Somebody else said it was the Woodstock of science and technology, or such days. Let us hope for the world. We have several Nobel laureates actually that signed up to speak, 70 top speakers in total, including also the CEO from Merck and from BioNTech, the manufacturer of and inventor of the COVID-19 vaccine. The good news is you can also attend and present at the conference. So please submit your abstract at the conference website, curiousfutureinsight.org. The event is organized by a non-profit association since 2023. And also this global non-profit organization, it's called Future Insight EV, is open for people, for innovators, for scientists all around the world to join in the slogan of United by Science for a Better Tomorrow. So if you would like to participate in organizing this event, playing a role and getting in touch with the greatest scientists all over the world and some of the best technology pioneers, you can become a member of this organization by filling out and downloading the membership form at curiousfutureinsight.org about us. And we also provided the QR code here. You are highly welcome. We are looking forward to work with you on that event. Also, 2 books have been published. One just came out a few days ago on the Curious Future Insight United by Science for a Better Tomorrow event at Springer Nature. You see the covers here. You might have access to these books via your institution. Merck KGaA Darmstadt, Germany also rolled out a big new science prize at the occasion of its 350th anniversary that comes with a size of up to €1 million per year. So it's higher than the Nobel Prize. and it's given out in the areas of health, energy, nutrition, and will also be handed over at the conference in the area of artificial intelligence to help fight the next pandemic. If you would like to contribute on determining the areas in which the prize will be given out in the future, and all of these are areas that are important for humanity and for a bright future, such as climate change, antibiotic resistance, or pandemic preparedness, you can provide your ideas at our dream board in the URL given here. Share your dreams, what should be invented, what has not been invented. We will diligently screen and evaluate all the proposals, and they will form a basis to determine in which area the Future Insight Prize will be given out in 2025. You have seen that there were two topics that have shaken the world to its core. One was the COVID-19 pandemic, and the other one were the wars that started in Ukraine and in Israel. And both of these topics actually we already touched upon in 2019 at the company's anniversary. The first topic of the Future Insight Prize that we chose was pandemic preparedness, announced already in 2018. And we also launched the Make Science Not War Declaration as the Darmstadt Science Declaration. It's a global call to invest more resources in the further advancement of science and technology. And if you think that is a good thing to do, to spend research solving humanity's greatest problems, rather than putting it in new wars and weapons, sign the declaration today at makesciencenotwar.org. You're in good company. 15 Nobel laureates have signed it, and in total, more than 3,000 people. But let's switch over to the topic that brings us here today, and this is the Merck Innovation Cup that provides a unique opportunity for top talents such as you from all over the world to join Merck KGaA Darmstadt, Germany for a one-week summer camp and learn from our researchers and managers how R&D in an industrial setting is being conducted. You get an opportunity to bring in an own idea and advance it in a team to a full business plan, pitch it at the last day of the Innovation Cup to a jury of Merck managers and researchers, and the team with the most convincing idea wins the Merck KGaA Darmstadt, Germany Innovation Cup along with 20,000 euros. The best ideas are also implemented. You stay involved. And just recently, we've added a top talent entry program to the Innovation Cup. So 2 permanent positions at Merck are being created for the top talents to join the company. And these jobs actually are tailored for your expertise. So it's not a position that by chance is empty, but a bespoke position is being generated for you as a top talent with a permanent position to join the company in an area that we choose together with you. So the program here, the Innovation Cup, is extremely successful. We are running it in the 14th edition this year. The event, as you have seen at the previous slide, has by itself won various innovation awards already, such as the Innovation Award of the German Industry or 2 Global Business Stevie Gold Awards. And I must say I'm also very enthusiastic about the program. It's a great fun also for me to run it and work with top talents that we are bringing together actually with scientists and managers from the company and also with experienced professionals. Even Nature has written about the event already, as you see here, in a commentary science competitions, help to catapult your science into the real world. And we've had other publications in Trends in Biotechnology or even at the cover of the European Business Review. These are some pictures that show you the atmosphere at the Cup, the winners. There's a lot of fun involved as well. We have team building activities. And most importantly of all, by being a member in the Innovation Cup, you are joining a group of alumni from all the previous 14 years of top intelligent talents that accumulated. It's an extremely diverse group. And some of these top performers actually made a brilliant career in academia, are a professor now, or made it in pharmaceutical or startup companies, spin-off companies. So it's a wonderful network to be in, to boost also your career. And by attending the Innovation Cup, you are automatically a member of that network. And at the first day of the Innovation Cup, we are organizing alumni symposium where you have a chance to meet several of the previous participants. Yeah, so with that, I end the general introduction and hand over to Maike. Maike is a former alumna of the event, has participated, and is now a very successful innovation manager in our company. And she will explain the process and how you can also open the doors into the company and make a great career. So, Maike, over to you.
Thank you, Oli, for handing this over. So here you see an overview actually on the application process, a process that I've been gone through in 2014 actually, so quite some years ago now, but it hasn't majorly changed. The first phase is really based on your CV. So it's a very easy access to be set. You basically upload your CV, something you probably have in hands, and you choose a team, a topic that you're interested in. And probably that is something that kind of matches your background, be it maybe something that reflects your PhD or your studies. In this first phase, our internal team, a big team, will evaluate this first CV-based application phase, and all the participants who applied will be notified. A selected group is then submitted or can submit an idea. So that's the second phase of the application, where everybody really can generate their own idea to turn into. And of course, this is again reviewed and selected. And based on this, actually, the teams are put together for the Innovation Cup summer camp. Why should you join? There's so many reasons. This is just really a short overview. I can definitely highly recommend to take part of that. It's not only this summer camp, the training, and get some insights into the pharmaceutical and chemical company, or more, let's say, an innovation company, a science company, because science and technology, as Uli mentioned, is really throughout. But it's also learning, interacting with all these different people, international people, quite diverse, interdisciplinary. And I can tell you, everybody is so highly motivated. So it has been really, really impressive to me back then to see how within our team we could actually really manage within this 1 week great progress in coming from an initial idea to making it into a business plan, presenting it in front of the company, and seeing that evaluated for implementation actually. And you can win, right? Uli mentioned you can win 20,000 euro with your team. You don't have to pay travel or accommodation or food. That's all paid by us. And you become a member of the Innovation Cup alumni group. I can tell you, I go there every year. So we have a yearly meeting, and it's a lot of fun. It's really meeting great minds again, seeing what everybody is doing, interaction, connecting to the people. And as Uli mentioned as well, there is a chance for a position as well. Different ways of getting there. I was just stayed in contact with Uli, and then had a chance to learn that he was looking for new people for his team, for example. But of course, there's a diversity of ways how this can be an opener for you. Remember, application deadline is January 31st. So apply now to make sure you have a chance to participate. I already mentioned why I think it's so important, or it's great to participate in that, and that's the networking, the fun. And many people said afterwards, it's really this once in a lifetime chance. It's meeting great minds. It's looking what is the scientific vision of everyone. Where do we go? And really this fantastic innovation, the brilliant minds, the collaborative teamwork. This is what convinced me mostly to really say that this is something you should definitely be part of and apply this year. Thank you very much.
Wow, fantastic opportunities there. So we have got an abundance of questions coming through from the participants with us today. So I will read out from the top. So the first one is, are recent PhD graduates who have not yet begun a postdoctoral fellowship still eligible to apply?
Yeah, maybe I can take that. So indeed, they are eligible to apply. We are pretty broad in terms of who can apply, from people on their way to a PhD. Also, if you're on your way to a master, you can apply. During a postdoc, you can apply, and also if you are a young professional in an organization, you can also still apply.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Ulrich. The next question, who owns the IP on all innovative solutions created by the Innovation Cups participants?
Yeah, maybe I take that one as well. The question comes always, and it's of course very important. So by participating, you sign a contract that the idea that is being presented to the jury is owned by Merck. And there are two things to add to this. The opportunity is that Merck is putting real R&D euros on the project to make it real. You will be a part of it. There are also success payments in the contract if something comes out. And the other point is that we either use the idea or we give it back to you. So no shelving. We don't put it in and then delay it forever. That will not happen. The decision will be made within a few weeks if the idea is being taken up by the company. If not, it's being released back to the teams. And we had some wonderful success stories, actually, of teams that started their own company out of an idea. That was great, but there was no real strategic fit to Merck. So we released it back to the team. They had all the consultation from our IP department, from our researchers, from our managers, and were then starting their own biotech company. They're able to get funding from angel investors and VCs, and are now running with an independent organization.
Wow, what a success story. Okay, fantastic. So the next question, could you please walk us through the application process in terms of submitting a project idea, the guidelines and instructions for writing a project idea, and what would be the evaluation criteria, please? Mohammed has asked.
I think you should take that.
Yeah, basically that is the second phase you're referring to of the application. So remember, first phase is really based on your CV, where you don't have to submit an idea immediately. From this first pool of all applicants, we do select a round or a group, let's say, of applicants who are then invited to submit an idea. So that really comes into play only in the second phase. And you will have or get further instructions on this once you are selected into the second round. So to be honest, I wouldn't worry too much about the second step yet. First, I would really apply, take the chance here. And once you're invited, you will have enough time to then get an overview on how you should write this idea. And you will get some more information on, for example, what is the interesting, or what is of interest for Merck within the area that you have chosen to be a team of. And this will help you and guide you through the second phase of the application process.
Okay, great. Hopefully that helped, Mohammed, a step-by-step approach. So the next question is, are only the most successful candidates selected? What are you looking for when selecting candidates? For example, master's students have much less experience than postdocs.
Right. Yeah. So when selecting the candidates, it's a holistic decision, basically. And what is important is, on the one hand, your scientific merits. Of course, we take into account the different stages of a postdoc or a master student, but it would be good if you have already a publication or some presentations that show what you did in science, that you're a good scientist, you know something about the subject you're working in. That is important. Then we're also looking for people that have an entrepreneurial mindset, that are innovators, that are burning with eagerness to make the world a better place, and are intrinsically motivated, are intrinsically driven. That is great. So many have already won some innovation awards or qualified as in the entrepreneurship club at their universities and so on. So such extracurricular activities are a big plus as well. And in the end, if you can demonstrate in your CV that you're open-minded, that you're willing to look into the new area, have good ideas, and convince the reviewers, that's important. But it must be kept in mind, the Innovation Cup is not a business plan competition. It's heavily focused on science. So we are really looking for the hardcore scientist who knows their biology, who knows their chemistry, and is coming up with great breakthrough ideas and knowledge in this area, discussing with our scientists and going deeply into the things that are needed in order to come up with a good product that changes the life of people or brings up the next artificial intelligence agent. You need to be a good scientist, a good technician, a good programmer in order to make that. And this is the most important qualification.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ulrich. Hope that helps. So the next question, is it possible to choose multiple topics or team choices in the first stage of the application?
Well, I think I know that in the second phase there is the opportunity also that we from the review team, let's say, will look into other matches if possible. Uli, I don't know if you can click on two or you have to select one at the very beginning.
Yeah, you can apply for different teams actually. Okay. So we have an application link for each team. In theory, you could apply for all the 7 if you're interested, but it must be credible that you qualify for it.
Okay, and there's still the option, right, that if we see a match for another team, we might also invite you for another team. Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you can. And the next question, that's quite similar to the last one actually, so we'll move on. Can we apply individually and join a team if we are accepted, or do we have to apply as a team?
You can apply as an individual, and actually only as an individual, and then the selection into the teams comes after the second round of the idea phase, and this is also a matching process that is then handled by the selection team. But yeah, you apply as an individual,
not as a team. Okay, perfect. And next question, when is the final date to announce candidates? I ask for getting some time as I may need a visa.
Yeah, so the deadline for application is end of January. And once you make it into the next round, you are invited to submit an idea. And this is then diligently evaluated by our scientists. So no idea will get lost. We will look at each and everything with an interdisciplinary team here at the company that is evaluating it. And then the final selection will be made in early May. And then the booking of the flights and so on, the visa application process starts later on.
Later, okay, fantastic. Anonymous says, as a student who will graduate in July this year, am I eligible? And what is expected from a pharmacy student? What are the qualities that you look for?
Micah, you want?
Yeah, exactly. So you are definitely eligible to apply, as mentioned earlier, from different stages, and it's quite open to different career stages, even late students, for example. But specifically, of course, if you're to graduate, that is part of it. And I think it's not about which area you study. That is more criteria, not only specifically in a pharmacy student, but also a student from a different area. There are certain things, of course, in the first phase, it's based on your CV. So we would look for your scientific background, what have you been able to accomplish, what are some extra activities that you did. These are some things Uli mentioned earlier. And we are looking really for the curious minds, the ones that come to these teams, can really have a strong team effort together, are team players in a way, so that you develop this idea together. So that is something not only based on, let's say, your track record in science, but then also this other part based on maybe your extracurricular activities. You might have joined some study groups, you might be a representative of a team of your PhD program, something like that. That is all of interest. So try, when you put your CV in, try to put also some other details that might be relevant.
Okay, thank you. Next question, how many people make it through the first round of the application process?
Yeah, so we are usually accepting 2 to 3 times the number of people for the idea submission phase versus space that is available in the end. So the good news is, if you made it into the next round, then your chances of being selected are between 50 and 33% already. So first step is the most competitive one. Of course, then in the second step, the quality of your idea is decisive. So we are looking that in the submission that you're then making, you're showing your knowledge of the respective area. And what's also important to note is that it's not journal club, actually. Yeah? So although you can submit, the idea you submit is completely open to you, and you can and should submit something that you have read. For example, if you read a great paper and think this is a really exciting new phenomenon that has been discovered by scientists, you can submit that as your idea if you add an own thought to it, original thought. So the idea you submit, it does not have to be something you are working on yourself, or that you have conceived by yourself. You can put something that has been published. Also, in terms of IP, you should not submit something as an idea where the university you work on owns IP rights, or that is confidential or has not been published. So if you are submitting something you are working at, please make sure to align it with your supervisor or with your university if they find that you are submitting it, such that you're not breaking some confidentiality rules. But it's really very important to note that it's entirely your decision what you submit there as an idea, and it does not have to be in the area you're currently working in.
Okay, fantastic. Some useful insights there. The next question from Anonymous is, how much weighting in the application process is put on the publications that you published?
Yeah, Michael, do you or should I say something?
I think it's probably better if you put on how much effort, but I think, as mentioned, the scientific track record is something that's key. But if it's only maybe one paper, I mean, we are all scientists. We know how this works, right? You can have tons of papers and they're not very, very big, but you can have this one big paper. Or if you're a master student, of course, how big are the chances that you've published in a big journal, right? So it really depends, and that is taking into consideration. But as Uli mentioned, it's good to show that you have some scientific track record. And if it's not a publication, then it might be that you were able to present your research work on a big conference or on a smaller conference, or you were selected as somebody from your team to present even on the seminar of your PhD program, something like this. So you should show that you have been sharing your science, you have something as a track record.
Yeah, maybe to add on that, I mean, if you're a first author of a Nature, Science, or Cell paper, I mean, rest assured that we will see it and that we will recognize it, and it will be a good door opener.
That's a good point. Yeah, always worthwhile then. And next question from Joseph. Will the teams have any coaching through the innovation process by your professionals, or are they left to their own devices?
I think I can also take this over. So there's a lot of coaching involved. We have this kind of triad of three different ways. So we have, on the one hand, the participants. Then we have employees that support the process, the coaching during this 1 week. And we have the retiree coaches that are also helping out. But each team will also have somebody from the alumni group that coaches the team. So you have plenty of input from different sides. And you have really, I think, who is the person, the go-to person who's mainly supporting is this alumni coach. So these are people who have gone through the process themselves. Some of them have won the cup even. Some have participated in other years, and they really guide you, they help you, they support you, and they bring the team together as well. So a lot of coaching is involved, and that's also part of the fun. You learn a lot from all these people, from all this interaction.
Yeah, I can add on that. So there will be a whole support staff being available at the Innovation Cup that you can draw on, including people that are doing research on patent literature, on what's published, that have access to company databases. So we have them in a special room, and then you can line up there and send requests. They will also be able to look at sales numbers, some strategy reports, competitor pipelines, and so on. There's a whole team that you can use to do research for your project in order to make sure that you have all the information required for your pitch at the last day. We have in the recent edition of the Innovation Cup also added another module. That's a mentoring module that goes on even after the Innovation Cup. So you will have a chance to get one of the alumni of the previous years as your personal mentor, who will have one-on-one meetings with you in the following year and help you with your personal issues, problems, do some consultation for career building. It's all voluntary, of course. If you don't want it, you don't have to. But if you want, we are doing some matchmaking of alumni and new ones. So the support and the contact won't end after the summer camp. We want to build a lasting community, and you will be in a group of people that help each other then also the years down the road.
Okay, wonderful. So great experience, not just for the outcome then, and hopefully that helps you, Joseph. And next question is anonymous. Will we receive a letter of invitation to travel to Germany, presumably for the conference? That may be helpful to cut off the appointment time in the German embassy, as it's hard to get a visa from where I live.
Yes, so if you're accepted for the Innovation Cup and you need a visa, you should immediately send us a letter requesting such a written signed invitation letter, and you will get it the next day. And we also had cases where we were directly writing to or phoning the embassy to speed up the visa process as it was required in some cases in the past.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. And next question. Once selected through the initial CV evaluation, is there a further selection process to follow the idea generation? Or is it that once you are selected to submit your CV, you will be selected for participation regardless of your idea?
There is a second selection round. Maybe I can take this up. I think Uli mentioned there's 2 to 3 times more people who are invited to present an idea before you then get submitted into a team, or you move on into a team. So once you pass the CV phase, chances are quite good that you are selected into a team, but still your idea is your entry ticket into the Innovation Cup summer camp in the end. And this is, of course, evaluated. Every idea is looked at from the selection group.
Need the idea as well. Okay, great. And how many members will be selected per team? Quick question there.
Yeah, we will have 7 members per team, but it's including the alumni coach, so 6 per team of the applicant.
6 per team, okay, great. An anonymous attendee says, hi, this is amazing. Is it possible to share some statistics on how the percentage of CVs being selected for the first round is, and how many candidates are selected for the final round to the summer camp? I understand if you can't share those statistics, they say. But
yeah, I think the question is slightly redundant to what we have already asked. So we don't know yet, of course, how many applications we will get this year. So it depends. Then the ratio is calculated based on how many applicants come in. And I already shared the number of spaces at the cup. It's definitely worth to apply. Also, you can, if you don't get it this year, feel free to apply again in the following year. We are also seeing consistently, if people really want to get in, we see the drive. And if somebody applies like 3 years in a row, we see that there's some determination, and that also plays a role then. Also, you can approach directly and express in the letter or in some email your dedication to join. That's all being taken into account.
Okay, don't give up.
Never give up. Yeah.
Exactly. So next question from Isabel. Does the team develop one of the ideas proposed in the application process by one of its team members, or can a new idea be developed to collectively?
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, I can take that over, because also reflects what happened in our team. It does not need to be one of the ideas that is originally submitted. So these ideas that everybody submitted for the team selection phase, this is the basis, and they are shared amongst the team so everybody can read through, they are discussed. And in a lot of cases, it's not one of these ideas picked, but usually it's being built up on this. So either it's something where another person then had another twist, you could mix 2 ideas, but also a completely new idea can come up. So that's all possible. It does not have to be one of the ideas that is submitted.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you, and good luck, Isabel. Next question. I think we've already answered that one actually, about everybody applying as individuals. What scientific field of students are you looking for in the program?
It's pretty broad. I mean, you can be a chemist, biologist, medicine, pharmacy, computer science, MBA. We need teams of high diversity. You should have some science affinity, but basically all fields of science, plus, as I said, computer programming, IT, also MBA students are eligible.
Great. Okay, it's all open then. That's been done. Quick question, is the cover letter considered in the application?
Only you can have a cover letter there, right?
Yeah, you can
in the
have
application process.
Yeah, you can have a cover letter if it's considered. It's varies a lot on who is the exact reviewer of your application. So I mean, it's not reviewed all by the same person, but we are distributing it into various colleagues that are looking into it. And I know that it varies a lot among different recruiters, how much emphasis they put on the letter versus the CV. A good advice is definitely to make sure that both are of highest quality, so then you're on the safe side.
Great advice, thanks, Ulrich. And this one's going back to the question about IP. Is the IP contract to be signed before the idea is submitted or after screening?
Yeah, so sorry if we didn't make that clear. So the participation contract, you are asked to sign it after your CV has been screened positive and you made it into the next round. So you get that contract, you sign the contract, and then you submit the idea for the further part of the competition. Okay. And as I said again, I mean, it's entirely your choice to submit the idea. I mean, to be honest, if you have an idea where you think it's a basis for a multi-billion-dollar company and nobody in the world has ever had that idea, then I mean, we don't expect that you will submit that idea then. Feel free to submit whatever you think boosts your application.
Okay, so no need to give the idea necessarily. Okay, moving on. We've got lots of questions still to get through. So thanks, everybody. In the whole Innovation Cup's history, how many ideas turned into successful companies or commercial solutions within Merck? Have you got any examples of those?
Yeah, I mean, new companies within Merck is not the right parameter, as usually we try to include it, but a typical percentage of ideas that are implemented after the cup is like 2 of the 7 presented ideas usually are implemented, and definitely the winning idea will be implemented.
Okay, great. And this one's for you, Micah. Anonymous says, I'm curious, how does your job look at Merck? Can you guide us through a typical day?
Yeah, sure. So that's something of the Innovation Cup, of course. But remember, the Innovation Cup made me to my current position. And how this came, I'm working actually directly in Oli's team. So I'm basically focused on project management and on alliance management. We have a diversity of projects that we work on, and a lot of them have partnerships. So you heard about the Curious conference earlier, where we work together with a lot of different partners. We also do research projects where I work together with internal colleagues from the research units and external partners, be it from university or small companies or other companies. So it's very diverse, actually. And a normal day is probably a mix of reading your emails, giving answers, doing some hands-on work on the projects. Giving a webinar is also part. So we also try to really bring whatever we do to the external world. And then, of course, meetings as well. So it's quite interactive and quite interdisciplinary, because we touch base with a lot of different units at the company. And in Oli's team, we are responsible for the whole company, so for all 3 business units. I hope this helps a little bit.
Some good insights there. Thanks, Micah. And next questions. Since you said you are looking primarily for excellent scientists, are you expecting full academic CVs or more of a condensed CV?
Well, what's very important is your CV should contain a publication list, or should mention your most important, most impactful publications. That's really key. Otherwise, you can structure it as you want.
Publications are key. Okay, thank you. I think we've answered that one already. And Can you submit more than one idea?
Yes, you can. You can if you want, but think about it if it makes sense. So it's not a lottery, right? So it's not like you submit 5 ideas, your chances are 5 times like you buy 5 lottery losses. It's probably more convincing to focus really on one idea where you think this is great. Also think about the people that have to look at all that, right? I mean, it takes a lot of time to go into, but it's also not a strict no. So if you're really having 2 good ideas where you think they might be suitable for the cup, then do it. In the end, the first day of the cup is decisive, where each of the 6 team members is presenting their idea. And then actually first you have to convince your team members that your idea is the best one in the cup. So they agree to work on your idea and not their own. So everybody will present, and then the team needs to agree on which one idea finally to focus on, or as Mike has said, come up with an entirely new one in the discussions. That often happens. We have cases where each of the individual ideas, one after the other, are being shot down because of some points that make it non-feasible. And then the team is there and has to come up with something new. And that's very often when the magic of the Innovation Cup happens, because then an idea emerges that a single person did not have. It just comes up during the discussions, and very often these are the winning ideas.
Okay, so some food for thought for that person on their ideas, perhaps. And a quick question, how are the teams selected? How are they matched together?
Well, basically on the background, right? So we have the teams that are focused on a certain area. And as Oli mentioned, we also are looking for diverse teams that are matched. So for sure in the oncology team, we'll have people who have an oncology background. But then we are also looking into diversity of that to have a really an interdisciplinary approach. But of course, one of the parts is whether you have a match somehow into that area of research. But that is then in addition, added on with people from different backgrounds.
Okay. Maybe a follow-up question. Somebody else has asked, how many teams are there per therapeutic area?
Yeah, so this is as it's on the website. So we have a team on oncology, one on neuroscience and immunology, a team on medicinal chemistry, a team on synthetic biology, a team on smart manufacturing, and a team on digital health, and a team on neuro-inspired computing.
Okay, so not necessarily the same number of teams every time. Hopefully that helps. And Mariam says, I would be grateful if you could provide some examples from previous years of the sorts of ideas that you might be looking for.
Yeah, I mean, this is hard to answer. I mean, you'll find some examples in the publications that I sent, where some of the ideas actually that were successfully taken up are described in the 3 papers that have been shown in the Nature one and European Business Reviews and Trends in Biological Sciences that I showed before on the slide. So there's some details given. In general, the idea you propose should be non-obvious. Yeah, that's very important. So like, don't propose, we would like to screen different tissues on expression profiling and proteomics, and then with artificial intelligence discover some pattern. Right? I mean, that's just too obvious and too cheesy and just copy paste of 1,000 other projects. So it should have some ingenious spark to it, some special thought, some idea that is not obvious. And this is the idea. So put yourself in the shoes of the people that are looking the idea and are selecting the participants. They want something that they read and say, oh, I haven't heard that. That is really new. That is amazing. That's awesome. I would like to learn more about it. That seems like a great idea to work on. We haven't thought about this phenomenon before. This is the kind of ideas that make it in the end.
Okay, exciting. And somebody else has asked, does the idea have a bigger chance of success if it's directly related to a Merck portfolio? Who wants to take that one?
I think, as mentioned, you get some more information once you come to the second phase where you submit an idea. And also, I think, Uli, that is still the case. You get kind of target areas that are currently of interest. So within these areas, then you're very free of choice where your idea would focus on, but it is kind of defined which broader scope this should cover. And maybe also to give some more background on how do you find this idea. I feel there's a lot of questions now on the idea finding. Just as an example, how I approached it, I did look for something where I had the knowledge where I came from. So I was in the middle of my PhD, so I had, of course, a specific knowledge in a certain area. And that helped me a lot to search or think about ideas that are within this field. So I really had the deep insights into the biology behind this. And then by reading publications that would be in the area of the target areas or the scope that Merck was interested in, the idea started to form, and I was being able to think it further because of the knowledge I had, though it was not directly related to, let's say, the protein I worked on during my PhD. But that does help, maybe as a first starter. Think of something where you have some knowledge, background knowledge already, do further reading, look into the areas that you will receive that are interested, and then you might come up with a new idea.
Yeah, that was very important what Michael said. So there will be actually a telephone conference as well, where you are getting detailed information on the search space for each team. That will be provided after in the second round, like oncology is looking for ideas in area A, B, C, D, E. So that will be further detailed what exactly the search space is. But then we are really looking for creativity and for outside the box thinking. So we very often hear questions like, what exactly, how should we think? How should we do it? We want that you don't do what we say to you. Yeah, because we want original thinking. So don't ask or don't say, I'm happy to give you innovative thinking. What are the guidelines? Right? So do something new that surprises us.
Clues in the title. Great, thank you, Ulrich. And we've got time for 2 more questions. So firstly, do we need written references?
No, you don't. CV is enough.
Okay, great. And lastly then, the prize fund, is the investment in the winning team, and does that have to be spent on the business, or is it shared by the team members separately?
Michael.
It's shared. So this prize of 20,000 euros that we mentioned earlier, it's a cash prize for the team. So it's shared amongst the team members, but that is not forced to go into your idea. I mean, as Uli mentioned, first the idea is with Merck, and we are evaluating internally for implementation. And once you win the prize, that's your winning idea. So that for sure will be continued. But the prize money is something that you can spend personally on whatever you like to spend it on. Go on vacation.
On science books.
Build another company.
The world is your oyster. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much. That was really great insights and intriguing to know all those ideas that are out there. So remember, in the follow-up email, everybody watching, you will receive a copy of this recording, and there's been a lot of information to take in. You'll be able to watch it back, and there'll be all the information that you need with the links to submit your application. And good luck to all the applicants. And thank you very much. Goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining. Hope to see you at some point. Bye-bye.